1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And then hand over to the President for the announcement.
Thank you very much, Matamola. And once again, colleagues, I understood that some of you wanted to go out live, and so we had to delay a few minutes. But thank you once again, as Matamola said, for being here. Welcome to SAFA House once again.
It's always a pleasure to welcome you here. I know some of you are here for other reasons, specifically our friend in a dark blue and a light blue came here for other reasons. That's why I said when I entered the room, all rise. That's how mayors are welcomed in a room there. But colleagues, thank you very much for coming. I am not going to waste a lot of your time. We are trying to get this done as quickly as possible because the President has an important meeting that he has to go to and he needs to fly out to. So we don't want to keep him. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you the President of the South African Football Association, who will be making an important announcement with respect to one of our national teams. President.
Thank you very much, CEO. You know, we have over the last time lost many of our players, rather former players, and the question always was, what is it that South African football is doing to engage former players? And there are three areas. One, to recall the history of the contributions over the period of time. And we've seen that with Sheikh Mashaba, we've seen that with Kalamazoo, Makone, and many people ask, who's this Kalamazoo? So we said we have to do much more to capture the history of legends in South African football. The second question that arose out of that is, what are the post-playing engagement with these players? What are they actually doing after they've retired? Are they coaching, and where are they coaching, and what is the National Association doing for the ongoing involvement in football? And the third area, of course, is to look at the life skills question. so that they can maintain the level of lifestyle beyond the last match that they play. I'm raising these things because we have come to a very important moment to announce that Posa Madisa, sitting next to me, is announcing her retirement. She's played the last game for Banyana and will not play any further matches for Banyana. Now, you know that in terms of goal-scoring prowess, she is the best striker this country has ever produced for both male and female. The top goal scorer of Bafana, do you know how many goals the top goal scorer scored? Eh? Is it more than 20 or less than 20? The top goal scorer for Bafana is 120. Give me that player, please. We need we need that player. Even if we don't know the name, just tell him he's in the Bafana team. Well, I think you can't even count. Portia is the only South African player to score more than 100 goals. She's up there with international football, with the greatest, with the Pelés in men. So if you look at both men's and women's football, you hardly find a player who scored 100 goals and more. And to see today, as we do, the end of the career of such a wonderful player is a sad moment for us, but also then ask the question, how can Portia continue to play a role to encourage, to motivate, and to help the next generation of strikers? I just told her, she excelled where virtually no one in South African football excelled. I don't know when are we going to get a man who can score 100 goals in international football, and whether we'll ever see that day. So it is a very, very special player that we say farewell to today. So Portia, I want to say to you, we will miss you. We are proud of your achievements and in your team of Banyana's achievements. The one outstanding issue is still that Banyana must qualify for the World Cup. Been to the Olympics, they've been to the Cup of Nations on a regular basis, they've been to every competition. This is one moment. And if you cannot have achieved it on the field, perhaps you can help to achieve it while you're off the field. And so we're looking at how can Portia continue to play a role. The CEO will discuss with her to do two things. First, to engage her as an ambassador for South African football, not just women's football, boys and girls at the development level. She knows how to get the ball into the net. So she must help to talk to them, to inspire them. The second thing is that we will create a coaching path to say, Portia, this is what we're going to do to make sure that you have the best qualification as a coach and that you can help to be one of the coaches that we can depend on to achieve the kind of dreams that we've set out for South African football. Again, both men and women. We want to be in the World Cups of both men and women. And we certainly hope that Portia will pursue actively a coaching qualification, coaching course at the highest level. And we've asked our current coach, Vera Pau, to assist in that process because she's been there, played, and is on the FIFA panels, one of the leading technicians in world football, and a regular in in FIFA and in the FIFA World Cup. And we could not have asked for a better person to take Portia along and help her in developing her new career. So Portia, it's the end of your career on the field, but on the side of the field, it's the beginning of that career. That on that bench, on the side, to have a different role, inspiring, assisting, guiding those players on. So farewell to your career on the field and welcome back to South African football, your career off the field. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. You've heard the announcement. We will leave the last word for Portia. So I'll just at this point ask Coach Veropao to also say a few words so that Portia can wrap it up.
Good morning. It's a sad moment for Banyana this morning. We've announced this retirement of Portia to the team just before coming over. It's of course a shock to everybody, but this has been a process over a few months. As you know, Portia came back into the squad after an absence of a few years last year. She has worked so extremely hard to get back on her level, and maybe even beyond. You can only tell because I was not there. But Portia has been tremendously on and off the pitch for us. We have spoken before she came back on what was necessary to after an absence of top sport of a few years, how to get at that level. We've spoken during this process on many occasions to help her with individual programs to get back, and you have seen the result. She was tremendous for us. And I want to highlight especially also off the pitch, because everybody sees her on the pitch, how important she was, but off the pitch, she was one of the key players, together with Janine, especially our captain, to be also the contact with me towards players and to be the glue of the team. And we will miss her. We will miss her very, very much. But we have to respect also that a player who's given so much and then after a break again have to come back in, that there comes a moment that a player realizes, like, I have to make another step in life. So we've spoken about that lengthily, out of respect towards each other, and we have already spoken about the next step in her career. She will be part of the FIFA technical course in August that we will held here in August for the A-licensed coaches, female A-licensed coaches. She will be added to it. After the words of the press, would not be surprised that FIFA has asked me to deliver that course. So that will be the first step in her coaching career. We will involve her first in youth football, and from there we will make steps in mentoring her to get into the coaching career as quickly as possible, and we need to see where that will grow. But I want to only say, Portia, thank you for all the energy that you've put into the squad, because coming back into top level is hard. The way you've done it has been an example for every single player in South Africa, men and women, and we will stay close. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach. Now over to Portia.
Sanbonan. Good morning. I'd like to thank the CEO, the president, my coach, for giving me that opportunity to come back in the national team and present my country with a pride and lifting that flag so high. I guess it's been my dream as a child to do that and motivate a lot of women out there to show that we could also do it as women and we could also do it better. And my wish now is when I leave women's football today, I want to see women's football having a professional league, you know, giving other women out there, probably they wouldn't have the strength that I had, the fighting that I had, but make things easier for them to really pursue their dreams and maybe achieve more than what I did. But most of all, thank you also to you guys, the media people, also to give us that coverage as a women's football and make a lot of people to be aware and appreciate us out there as women, presenting our country. So I'm not gonna say goodbye to our football association. I'll say I'll see you later, because I still wanna come back and really contribute and probably build the other 10 Porscheas, or I don't know, or shoes mushu. So I'll just say thank you.
Thank you very much, Portia. Now,
No, I think you'll see a whole lot more of Portia. There are other things that we've discussed as well, which we'll announce in due course. There's a special function that I think we are going to put together just to show Portia just how much we appreciated her, what she's done for South African football. But immediately, I have asked Fran, or will ask Fran, that she needs to somehow find a role for Portia in the youth development department. That's something that we can do immediately. There is the SAFA Development Agency. I'm having discussions with the CEO there for Portia to play a role in our Safe Hub project. As you know, we are putting these safe hubs in all of our local football associations, and I think Portia can do a tremendous job guiding the youth there, and a number of other things that we've said. But the first thing is she will almost immediately begin to work with the coach on accelerating her coaching credentials. So thanks once again, Portia. I know I was trying to talk her out of it when she came to see me last week, but I guess she thinks the time is right. But she is not lost to South African football. That much is like we can guarantee you. She's not lost to South African football. She will stay some way, somehow, in the South African Football Association.
very much, CEO. As you heard, she's not lost to the game. She'll still be a part of it somehow. Now, if you have your questions, the CEO, the president, Portia, as well as the coach are here to give you answers. Let's start with you, sir.
Representing my colleagues who aren't here. Sorry, they're just not here. Portia, just in fitting with this moment, and I know you're emotional right now, just a simple question. In your career, what was the highlight and what was the low light? Both of those questions, please. And I am recording over the phone. Thank you.
I'm not crying because I'm sad or there's other issues happening in my life. I'm crying because it's a tears of joy. I think I had a nice ride, really being a soldier in my country and really present my country so well, and I have really good memories. Probably is those memories that they really make me cry right now. But actually I could say I didn't have any bad memories. Instead, those memories, they made me a better person, a stronger player who could come back and really be a proud soldier.
Do you have any more questions?
Portia, just what sparked off the decision to finally call it a day, and to the coach Vera Pauw, how much does this disturb your plans going forward with having such a top striker in the mix, and will she feature as just some sort of motivator during going forward?
Can you start with the coach, also giving Portia some chance to take a breath? Coach, please.
Makes me emotional, of course, as well. Your first question was how we would fill the gap?
Yeah, how
Yeah.
does it change your plans going forward?
Yeah. Well, what I said to the players this morning, because it's so fresh for all of us, is nobody will replace Portia. That is not possible. She will leave a gap forever. But others need to step up and take up responsibility. So indeed, this week we knew that we could not use Portia because of a current hamstring injury. But we were already planning for this week. We need to find a new balance in the team, that's for sure. Because Portia was on and off the pitch, of course, very dominant. She was the star of the team, demanding a lot from herself, first of all, and from her teammates, constantly, on and off the pitch, constantly. And that is something that somebody else need to take over, because the key players have to influence the players who are new, young, and need to develop. So on the technical point of view, this week we are trying several team organizations, several players in several positions. What is the best? What accomplish each other the best? Is that the right word? And off the pitch, it needs to grow. And we have to be very sharp on the fact that that we will miss her in that process, the team building process off the pitch. On the pitch, it will be very clear because the tasks need to be divided again. But we are with a very good staff, and everybody is aware of it. We've discussed it, of course, among the staff, and we hope that we find the solutions very, very quickly. And we trust on the players that we have. We have a lot of talent, but you're right, somebody needs to step up because they cannot lean on Portia anymore. What's the second question?
Oh, I think it's something that I've been having in me, you know, as a player. Especially, I like to be honest on myself. If I could still do it, I could continue and fight doing it. But I've realized, Guti, I can't do it anymore, and the age is catching up. And I don't want to be that player when I play, then they start to say, ooh, because I can't do it anymore. So I prefer that I really did present my country with the pride. The things that I achieved, I think I did really make our association proud, and I did make myself proud, and I did make my teammates proud, because also without them, I don't think I was going to be able to be who I am. And I'm honored, and I'm proud about that, and I'm humble with that. And I just want to be there and give back and show other kids out there that you could struggle at home, but probably if you go out there and do what you love to do and play whatever sports that you want to play, you could become whatever you want to be. And like me, football really did change my life, did change everything that I grew up having in my life. So I became a better person today. I became a player that people respect, and I'm humble with that. And I also want to see other young players coming up and cherish that and have whatever that I did achieve also as a player.
Do we have any more questions? That's question that side? Oh, sorry, sir.
Tulasizwa Semelane, eNCA. Portia, congratulations on this. On your career, you really did South Africa proud and flew the flag for us. And I'm sure I speak for everyone here and everyone across the country that we really honor and respect you. But please pardon me as I direct a question to the President, Danny Jordaan, about your appointment as Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality. What are your immediate thoughts about this appointment, and what are the experiences that you take into this position, and what have you identified as the immediate tasks at hand?
Before the President answers, may I request that we finish with post?
He's at the wrong press conference.
I know, sir. This is just...
No. Let us honor Portia. You started very nice.
Yes.
Don't spoil it. You started very nice. We must honor Portia. Me, I'm here. After you, I can talk to you.
Okay, that's fine.
Not here. Not
all right,
now.
I'm happy with that. Thank you.
Do you have any questions about Portia there? Yeah.
Portia. Sure. Well done. Sisa Majola from Daily Sun. maybe just to sort of get your views on women's football from the time that you started up to now. Do you think there have been steps taken forward? Has it gone backwards? Has it gone forward?
Oh, me answering your question, I think yes. I always say it's easy for people outside to talk what they don't know. But us being inside, we could see the improvement, and we're hoping for the better one. And having an opportunity to have a coach that is coming from abroad, it simply shows that they're putting an energy to change women's football. So we just need that legal time and the chance for the association maybe to prove that.
Hi, Poshia.
Hello.
This is Temane from QandA School Sports Association. I have a very small question for you. If appointed off the field, what are you going to do to improve those Mudises at rural areas like where we come from, QandA and wherever? Because we've come here to make cash for them, and I think you could be of more importance to them. What can you do?
I think outside the field, I will do what Coach Vera was doing to me in order for me to improve my game. So I will really apply whatever that she was applying for me, because it did work for me, because I did shine end of the day.
Portia, yeah, congrats on your career. Just to have two players like yourself and Noko Matlau in the same team, probably two of the bigger players in Africa, was a special generation. There's other good players as well, like Janine van Wyk. Just do you see young players coming through who can fill your big boots at the moment? Can you give us an idea? Maybe you and the coach can give us an idea who these young players are coming through.
I guess it's like when people want to compare Ronaldo and Messi. You can't compare those two because they're different people. They are too special in their own ways. So I guess we have those special players also in the team. They will never be like me, but I am sure that they will replace the gap when time goes on, especially with the experienced coach that we have and with the technique that he was really giving us as a team. I think we will see other outcoming good players.
Yes, Velile from SABC. My question for Portia and also for the president. Portia, and I mean, you look at yourself, you look at Bumi, Nyandeni. I think you are the only players who have played in the UEFA Champions League, in the women's section in Europe. You spoke last time about our inability to send players overseas. How do you think we can do this? Because, I mean, if you look at some of the teams that are going to the World Cup, you can see the difference of overseas representation in their teams. And also, President, now seeing players like Portia, 15 years in international football, retiring, does this also talk to maybe the fast tracking of bringing up a stronger league? Because yes, we've got the Sasol Women's League, but you find that most players like them, the only quality football at higher level they get to play is at Banyana. After the camp, it's back to square one for them. So does this talk to bringing up a structure that will be competitive and help their growth?
I think what you're saying, you're right. I think if we really did have a PSL like men, we're going to be able to play like Cabonom Verde until that age. But I don't think it's possible for us because, like you said, the league that you're playing is not really that proper structured. But like the president said, in order for us, to to qualify, to have players playing overseas. We need to qualify for the World Cup so they could get that opportunity to be seen and being selected. So I hope and I pray that the little time that I did get and work with Coach Vera, I could see her bringing that change and giving the other girls an opportunity to go and play overseas, because I think he's got contact and he's got, I think, the good qualifying papers for coaching and get to give that players an opportunity to go and play overseas. So I hope that they will give her that opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I think that the point you raise is quite an important point, because you see, if you go to Bafana, the selection of the team of Bafana comes from the PSL, which is the National League. Even under 20, under 23 on the men's side comes directly from our National League. Banyana comes from Provincial League. So from the provincial leagues, we select a team to the national level to participate internationally. On the men's side, the teams come from the national leagues to the national teams to international. So there is a big gap between the provincial leagues, the national league, and international competition. And that is something that we have to fill as a matter of urgency. We are working on that to introduce a national league for women, so that there is, from the national league, the national team, and international football. And that is a clear omission in South African football. And we have to address that question and that problem as soon as possible. And perhaps if we do that, we will be able to go to the World Cup on a regular basis, because the coaches struggles to get the teams, both from a technical point, but from a simple fitness point of view, up to national, international level, sometimes within 2-3 weeks. And that's why we said, as an interim measure, we must give the coaches opportunity to have prolonged camps and preparation time to try and close that gap for international participation. But the answer, in my view, is we should have that national team. The coach, of course, may have her own views, and she may give us her view on this matter.
Do you have any more questions? Let the coach just give us. She has got insight.
Well, actually, you mentioned exactly the problem that we're facing. At the moment, with the lack of opportunities to play a high level of competition internationally as preparation, we have every week central training sessions for the core groups in Gauteng, core group in Cape Town, and all the other players have individual programs, plus they train at the right level with boys. That is how we try to fill the gap at this moment, but everybody will understand that's emergency. That is not something that could fill the gap that we are needing. It's indeed trying to get the players at least at fitness level on a more or less decent level, so that we can build on it. And we see this week already that where usually we can only really start training on the Thursday if we play on Saturday, because players are underloaded or others are overloaded, we're now already today at the level that we can really train. And that is already progress. But the President is absolutely right, and we've discussed it on many occasions, that if you want to succeed at the international level, you need a national league, whether it's a pro league, a semi-pro league, or whether we reimburse costs or whatever. But we need to have the best players against the best players in a league from maybe even at this moment 8 to 12 teams, or maybe the 9 teams of the provinces, which would bring maybe then from the format a problem. But we need to get the best players against the best players on a daily base training wise and on a weekly base in competition. And that is what the game needs if you want to really succeed at a World Cup.
Are there any more?
Just to the coach, with the league, what time frame would you give? in order for us to actually qualify for the next World Cup? Let's say we need the league going within the next year and a half. What time frame would you say in order for us to ensure that we'll be able to qualify for the World Cup?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, yes, that is exactly the answer that I wanted to.
The CEO will convene a press conference to announce the National Technical Center as an interim arrangement, going to try and house that team on a permanent basis as the National Technical Center, so that at least the coaches will have the players every day with them. But we are working hard to announce that league, and we will look at whether it's possible for next year, 2016, to get the league on. But because it's a must. We have to get, and the coach spelled out, that the National League for women is a must. And that's why I don't want to call it a professional league or semi-professional league, whatever it's called. There must be a National League for women.
Yeah, and perhaps, if we can make an appeal to you to assist us to try and get this word out, because there's not a single week that goes by where we don't address this issue. Our biggest problem is to find the funding to sustain the National League. The plan is there, the structure is there. It is a matter of us finding the funding to have this league, to get this league off the ground. I'm sure with some additional resources that are coming to the association in this next financial year, we should be able to do a whole lot better. But we are going to need corporate support to get this off the ground. We have been in discussions, and our enduring problem is just how to fund this league, and to build a commercially strong league as well, so that it can become self-sustaining after a while. No, we normally don't ask you to do this stuff, but it's in the interest of South African football if you assist us to just help us to get the word out there.
Mr. President, with your permission, may I excuse Portia and
me.
So you won't be taking questions, as you said earlier?
No, I think that if there are people who want to ask different questions, you must set up there against that that white background. We must not be confused to say these are the sponsors of the council. No. Go there.
Yeah, if you can just give us 5 minutes then to change the room around, and then you can sit and talk to the president. For the photographers, you can perhaps have a picture or two with Portia, the president, and the CEO as the coaches. Thank you very much.
We have found a cell phone laying around here. I'm sure you wanted to give it to me.
Hi, okay, so Tulis is going to give you a question and answer now. Okay, but it's not no, it's a pre-recorded, okay.